Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today's video is sponsored by my own obsession with Wolverine. Now, we talked about it in the Taskmaster videos that Wolverine does benefit largely, in fact, almost entirely from Taskmaster's Tier 2 passive, because Wolverine's Tier 2 passive Weapon X gives him the crit damage, super armor all defense, and crit rate, guaranteed crit rate, so you don't get the 20% guaranteed crit rate from Taskmaster, but you get everything else. You get the huge skill damage, bonus damage buff on top of the 20% ignore defense buff that Taskmaster gives you as soon as I can find him, and I can't find him, so he's right over here. So, recapping what I just said, you do get the bonus skill damage 25-20, and you get the 20% guaranteed, 20% ignore dodge. You do not get the 20% guaranteed crit. On top of that, we tested it out, and it appears that none of these abilities except for ignore dodge will stack. So I tested it out with Cable. Cable has bonus damage and skill damage, and he also has guaranteed crit rate. His damage was basically unchanged using Taskmaster versus not using Taskmaster against Cull Obsidian. Against Cull Obsidian, you don't need ignore dodge, which means that for characters that have skill damage, bonus damage, for characters that have guaranteed crit, Taskmaster is pretty useless. So I do want to put that out there. For characters like Cable, Taskmaster is as good of a support as Wiccan or Tier 2 Ronin, because they both provide 20% ignore dodge. So I want to put that out there. For those of you that are pairing up Taskmaster with those characters, it's not going to work very well. But for characters that don't have the skill damage bonus damage, like Winter Soldier, it's really good. Winter Soldier also doesn't have guaranteed crit, so it's even better. Winter Soldier is probably the best character in the game to pair with Taskmaster. Not necessarily a coincidence because they came out at the same time, so maybe Netmarble looked at Bucky's Tier 2 passive and then gave Taskmaster all of those things that Bucky doesn't have. They could have just reworked Bucky's Tier 2 passive because it's absolute trash tier, but yeah, you know what? Let's not put too much work on the devs. They got the game modes to take care of right now, not character balancing. So anyways, what are we doing in today's video? We are going to be testing out Taskmaster with Wolverine to see how much of a bump he gets from the passive. Now, you guys are going to start laughing. Wolverine sucks. Lol, Alex, why don't you Tier 3 Spider-Man? He's better than Wolverine. You're wrong. We just haven't had time. We haven't made a video yet on the Wolverine with the new strikers. Now, Wolverine's damage on 1 to 5 is pretty pathetic, I admit. He's all about the defense, but Adamantium Fury does have 50% all defense. So with Weapon Hex, you know what's gonna happen. He can get that 100% knock up. Like, he gets the 100% right away with basically 2 hits. So we're gonna jump into some content. Now, before we jump into the content, let me just quickly recap here. My Wolverine is built, I would say, almost purely for PvP. We've got, you know, dodge and HP Urus. We've got crit rate. Crit rate? Why would I give him crit rate here? Oh, right, because I have nothing else to give him. That's right. Crit damage and attack. I guess I could give him attack speed. But yeah, there's nothing else to give him. He's way over capped on everything else. Okay, yeah, that's why I gave him crit rate. Anyways, the rest of his build is very, very PvP oriented. We have a CTP of regeneration. We don't have a rage or anything. And then here on the build, we do have physical attack here and here, but otherwise we've got HP and dodge. So, very, very PvP oriented. Let's see what happens. Now, you guys might not know this, but with full strikers and with Weapon Hex, Wolverine can actually go up to stage 70 of Proxima because of the Weapon Hex combo. Now, of course, this all relies on that upside down cup strategy going on, and it relies on the timing and yada, yada, yada. But he can absolutely do it, and, well, you'll be surprised when you see the damage here. We're going to do this to get that, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, and as you can see, Wolverine is not that bad. That was almost 2 full bars. Now, you're only going to see that huge spike in damage when you combo the co-op skill with the 3rd skill with the 6th skill. So it's a long wind-up. Don't get me wrong. It is a long wind-up. You need to... Well, that was pretty good damage, actually. But you need to basically get that pool and then pop the 3 to give him the buff, and then use the Tier 3 skill on top of that, because the buff from his 3rd skill will get transferred over to the 6th skill. So you basically do that in concert with Weapon Hex. And as you can see, 1 minute has passed and we are already on our way to completing this stage. Wolverine is not a garbage character. Now, this is pretty much as far as he goes, but this is with a PvP build. I will remind you, this is with a PvP build. Now, let's take a look at what happens when we introduce Taskmaster. So here we go, same exact stage. We have to swap out Shuri for Taskmaster. Let's see what happens now. I'm curious. I've never actually tried this before, so this is going to be my first time seeing what he does and seeing how strong he is. Now, because I have a PvP build, he basically can't die, so that's the first good thing. Not dying is nice. We pop the 3, we pop the co-op, then we pop the tier 3 skill, and wow. Okay, baby with the baby. Woo. That's baby on baby on baby. So we just upgraded from 3 bars to 5 bars? That's like 30, we're like more than 30 seconds ahead. Wow. There's the hit on 3. And this is a pure PvP build. Let's pop that, and let's pop that, and let's see what's up. Hey, what's up, baby? That's baby on baby on baby. What is going on? This damage is fierce. My God. So look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. I'm shocked. I'm not acting. This is the first time I've done this. I didn't know it was gonna be this good. I really didn't. That's why I wasn't like freaking out in the video, because I had no idea. So, I mean, yeah, I guess the skill damage, bonus damage is really adding a lot. You know, Wolverine hits pretty hard, but I guess part of the reason why he just doesn't do that well, for one, is because the last time anyone, myself included, the last time anyone tested Wolverine was before the striker consistency changes in November. So because the strikers were inconsistent, timing Weapon Hex to come out and specifically do the 4th skill when you did Adamantium Fury was next to impossible. Keep in mind also this whole strategy, what I just did, only works with tier 3 Wolverine. So for those of you that have tier 3 Wolverine and don't play Alliance Conquest and don't use him in Timeline Battle because Jean Grey is never banned and it's complete BS, I hope you feel better and you watch this and you feel, you know, vindicated that you didn't waste your CCF building him up. He can still be better. Wolverine can definitely still be better, and World Boss is as easy as it's ever been. I'm not trying to discredit Wolverine. I'm just trying to say a lot of characters can go to stage 70 nowadays with the striker changes and the consistency and the all defense down and the way that works. But you can see when the all defense down gets to 100%, the truth is Wolverine hits really hard. He has very high base damage on his skills, you know, 250% of his physical attack. His physical attack's pretty high. I'm at 47,300, almost 50,000. And the thing is, you have a situation where he's going to crit on basically every attack because his guaranteed crit is 50%. And then I have it bumped up to 50% on his regular crit. So it's, you know, there's 250% chances back to back. And then what he doesn't have, which was maybe to make sure that he wasn't too OP originally, right? When he was released in 2017, they didn't give him any skill damage, bonus damage. Maybe they originally tried to and he was too strong. But now Taskmaster comes along and he gives Wolverine that 25-20. And I guess that's enough. Bro, I did like 10 bars in a minute? That was insane for a PvP build Wolverine. So what happens if we put a CTP of Rage on him? What happens if we go full PvE? Can he do stage 99? Oh my God. That's crazy. That's wild. And so you have the option. I mean, you don't even need a CTP of regeneration. You could be using an obelisk. That's the good part, right? Yeah, you need Weapon Hex. Yes, you need Nick Fury and Taskmaster, and you need a tier 3 Wolverine with his newest uniform, Mythic. Pretty expensive cost, but you don't need a CTP. And he can completely obliterate. I'm not exaggerating when I say that because you just saw it. He completely obliterates stage 70 Proxima with max raid level. So with any kind of damage proc, you're going to go higher. Or if you have lower raid level, lower cards, you can go up to 70, which is bananas. And then how high can he go with a CTP of Rage? We're going to have to do another video. We're going to have to do a follow-up. This is crazy. And then you can just, and then you can choose. That's the nice thing. I really like characters like Wolverine and Deadpool, not just because I like Wolverine in the comics and I like Deadpool, but because they can be built more for PvP, but still do well in PvE. Now, maybe one or two of you is going to make the joke, you know, Alex is going to put Wolverine in the Omega tier. Now, I'm tempted to. I'm actually tempted to put Wolverine in the Omega tier. No. What I need to do for the tier list, I realize now, is I need to rework the tier list. I think having the tier list Omega tier and Mythic tier is just not helping. Also, just the transparency or the lack of transparency, as you know, players look at that and they're like, what does Omega tier mean? Why is Silver Surfer out of Omega tier? Why is Doctor Strange in Omega tier? So I need to change that around. But yeah, that's the really nice thing about characters like Deadpool and now Wolverine. You can build them one way and still use them in other game modes with the right supports. Damn. So Taskmaster has serious value. Be on the lookout for more characters that are missing skill damage, bonus damage, and even the guaranteed crit. But most importantly, characters that are missing the skill damage, bonus damage, and who have the Weapon Master ability, because they get a huge bump. They get a better bump than Shuri on the team. Think about that. And on top of the fact that you're already getting so much. The other thing is sort of like, you know, the law of large numbers. It's not the law of large numbers, but I'm just mean like some is better than none, but a lot is not necessarily better than some. That's maybe what I'm trying to say. So, you know, with Nick Fury, you're already getting 55% increased damage against supervillains. And then with the strikers, you can see here, I brought 4 of these bad boys. They are giving 48%. So 48 and 55 by my math is over 100% increased damage dealt to supervillains. Over 100%. So my guess is the difference between 103% damage to supervillains and then adding in Shuri and going to 148, the difference between 148 and 103 is not that big of a difference. But, I mean, it's a difference, but it's not that big of a difference. You're not going to notice it as much as taking her off, still being at 103% increased damage to supervillains, but now having 25% skill damage, 20% bonus damage, because that was completely disgusting. We ripped her to shreds. Wow. I'm hype. So yeah, let me know if you want to see a follow-up video in the next few days. Put a rage on Wolverine and see if he can clap cheeks. Unfortunately, the rage still means that he can only do world boss. It doesn't mean that he can do like Galactus and stuff, because it depends on the all defense down. It depends on applying it not only via Weapon Hex, but then via Adamantium Fury. So don't get too hype. It's not going to be very helpful against Thanos world boss. It's not going to be effective at all against Galactus. But yeah, you know what? Saturday is tomorrow. Maybe I will throw a rage on him and test him out against Galactus and see if he can do like a 10-minute solo. I don't think he can, but it would be hilarious if he could. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love Wolverine, so I have to give him attention every now and then. This is just a video you have to kind of accept for what it is. Let me know what you think of my build. Should I give him some Odin's Blessings? I don't know. I'm feeling kind of crazy now. Anyways, Logan out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.